What up, people? What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. We do Oh, baby, yes, we are live. Sixth Element of Hip Hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is my co-host, Stu Dog and Sada. We are here.
What's up?
DC Power Hour. It is Saturday at 6:30, and we are getting it in, talking about all things DC and DC related. We have our main sort of thumbnail was about this article here about these Jokers, about these live action Jokers. We had
always room for debate with that.
Definitely.
Before we even get started, we got a small tidbit, something that was just announced on Twitter. Mm-hmm. James Gunn has hinted that Weasel might be in, well, not even might be, but he just hinted Weasel might make an appearance somehow, somewhere, some way in Peacemaker Season 2.
Oh, yeah. Very good. Yeah, Peacemaker.
Need to watch.
I was gonna say Peacemaker is on Sada's list, but
it's still on the list. I just haven't had like a deep interest to watch it, but one day
you got to just be ready for like a comedy, you know?
Yeah,
be in the mood for a comedy and
yeah, it's like a serious comedy. Yeah,
I'm thinking of like Doom Patrol because that's like I feel like that's kind of similar, and I really like Doom Patrol. So
yeah. If you like Doom Patrol, you'll love Peacemaker.
Oh, okay.
Well, speaking of that too, Sada, what do you think about Titans Season 4 introducing Jinx? They showed set photos. They were showing set photos on Twitter.
See, I saw some of the set photos, but I didn't see the ones with Jinx in them. So I was like, what? But I'm excited to see her. I'm excited for the season. It looks great. So I was like, yes.
Spade, what are you doing in the chat, bro? Get in here, man. What are you doing, bro? You supposed to be on this show. Come on. You got the link. Come on, Spade. Come on. Get up in here.
Yes.
Let's chop it up. But yeah, man. Yeah, it's DC is
oh boy.
Man, their live action is really in trouble. DCEU is in trouble.
DC is in trouble. Period.
They just bombed.
Yeah.
They bombed royally. They tried to put the Snyderverse on DC on HBO Max, and it just it performed worse than they thought it was, which follows the big news that Discovery wants to overhaul DC and revitalize Superman.
Good.
Yeah, but the info comes from YouTuber Grace Randolph. Shout out to Grace Randolph, which follows her earlier report on how the Snyder Cut failed to perform and bring in subscriptions for HBO Max streaming service, which is something that first was revealed as the only reason the Snyder Cut was greenlit for HBO Max in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so since the Snyder Cut stuff failed to boost, someone's phone ringing?
Yes, sorry.
Oh, okay, you're good. Since the Snyder Cut stuff failed to boost HBO Max subscriptions, it is now reported that the Snyderverse is done for as Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav takes DC in a new direction. But to be fair, though, it wasn't just the Snyder Cut that failed to bring in HBO Max subscriptions. It was all the movies that WB day and date released. Hence why WB did a 180, and now all their movies are getting released first in theaters.
Yeah.
But regarding the new information about the performance of the Snyder Cut on HBO Max streaming service, in her report about the new direction of DC, Grace Randolph says that a lot of people actually stopped watching the movie and didn't finish it until the end, which makes sense. I mean, it's a 4-hour movie. Mm-hmm. They probably came back to finish it, but she notes that she says she isn't talking about the hardcore DC fans, but more about the normie audience. as they didn't watch the entire 4 hours, but stopped as they might have felt it was too different from the 2-hour Joss Whedon theatrical version. But it didn't materialize in the level of subscriptions that they had hoped. Basically, engagement. There's been some word around town that everybody watched the whole thing, even if they did start it. Certainly all of you watched the whole thing, but
Yes.
I'm talking about your parents, your friends, people who aren't super into this stuff, who maybe felt it was not that different from the original. Like, because I can see a casual fan being like, this is the same movie.
Yeah.
Not
Or
not
even like they might not even have like an attention span to really deal with 4 hours. So
this is true.
This is true. Most
definitely.
well, you gotta figure most people that are millennial based or a little older than the millennials, they can't do anything longer than a certain amount of time because they're so used to either flicking, swiping, or something like that. There was a kid I worked with. He said he tried to watch there was a movie we watched and we were like, oh, it was great. It was an old 80s flick. And he was like, man, I tried to watch Blade Runner. And he was like, I tried to watch it. I couldn't sit through it. And he was like, and so we were like, well, we didn't have phones back then. So we couldn't, every 5 minutes we couldn't do this. Because he said he kept losing his space in the movie. And we were like, well, put your phone down and watch the movie instead.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
You got to.
So, I'm very attentive when it comes to like watching films. So
right. And you have to be any film, even if it's 30 minutes. I mean, you gotta see you can catch everything that went on.
Yeah, Sato, obviously not all millennials. I mean,
right.
Yeah, not all millennials, but most.
A lot of you are film buffs and stuff like that. So, but yeah, most it's like a 6-minute time time span or whatever, attention span. And that's what can you do in 6 minutes but watch a Vine or something with a little video. But yeah, with the Snyder cut not performing as hoped, and it is known Wonder Woman 1984 was an absolute failure on HBO Max, which may have turned regular fans off of the Snyder cut. It seems the Snyderverse isn't coming back anytime soon. A Snyder cut fan account also recently tweeted that Discovery should bring back Snyder to give him a fair shot. But as we replied, Snyder has, had his fair shot with the Man of Steel. And I don't know. I didn't think that was a miss. I liked Man of Steel. It's my favorite Superman movie.
Yeah, I thought it was dope.
I thought it was fine. I thought it was okay.
I like Man of Steel,
But I definitely feel like Snyder had his fair shot. I mean, he was basically given the DCEU in the beginning to spearhead for the most part. I mean, even with Wonder Woman, he was a part of that. So it just sucks how they treated him, but he really doesn't need to go back there. I feel like he doesn't need to go back there.
Well, so what was it? Well, I mean, yeah, because like what was why was Joss Whedon involved, or why did he take over? What was that?
So like, I feel like I think he was involved even before Snyder had to step off because they just
he was.
Joss
Whedon was originally. Yeah. No, he was originally the director. He was originally in charge, and then something happened with his daughter. Like his daughter died or got sick.
Yeah,
and him and his wife was going through something.
Committed suicide,
and his wife, but his wife was also the executive producer. So he was the director, his wife was the producer, so they were making money on both ends. They had a lot of family stuff going on, and they were trying to get through it, and they just bowed out gracefully. They just came out and said, look, we can't do it. We tried, and we can't. And then that's when Whedon took over. I mean, Snyder took over, and then that's when we got the Snyderverse.
Spadeonomics, what it do?
What's up, people?
Hey, what's up?
Man, long time no see. How you been?
Doing that.
Oh yeah, getting ready for the show, huh?
Yeah, it's next weekend, so I've been trying to get everything finalized, prices done, mystery boxes, T-shirts, and all that other good shit or bad shit.
Nice. Yeah. Dope. Yeah, man, that's the fun times right there.
The fun time will be next weekend. I'll be at the convention Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So y'all see some lives from me.
Cool. Cool.
And interlude, so I know it's DC Day, but I'm gonna interlude real quick. Cheap plug, if you will. And so you'll see me Friday, Saturday, Sunday at the Huntsville Comic Pop Culture Expo here in Huntsville, Alabama. And hopefully I'll get some good sales, get rid of some stuff. And but yeah, I'll be doing that. So that's what I've been getting prepared for. Me, Cooks 24, he'll be in the building.
Nice. Hell yeah, man. I wish I could be there, man. I wish I could be there.
Yeah, you might check it out sometime, man. Save us some money for next year's con and come on down with us.
Definitely.
All of y'all.
Definitely. Yeah, that definitely one day we'll definitely get that done. For sure. But yes. Back to the I love doing these kind of things. Back to the Joker, the live action Joker debate, which to sort of I understand, Sada, you've not watched the Joker and don't plan to and don't even want to.
Yeah, I haven't seen the solo film. I kind of don't plan to see it, so I don't know how good I'm gonna be in the debate. But I have seen Gotham. I have seen that. So I've seen that Joker, and then I've seen Heath's Joker.
Yeah, I mean, Heath Ledger's. Well, Joker is, of course, the arch nemesis of Batman, and that fact is undeniable. While the Caped Crusader masquerades as the terrifying Bat of the Night, the clown prince of crime instead dresses up as a jester. Vibrant, bright colors, right? Gadgets, acid squirting flowers, all that good stuff. And the iconic look of the Joker has been etched in cinema history. An audience have not gotten a full look at Barry Keoghan's rendition yet, so we can't fully trash it yet. But I was not happy with the sort of what we did see. It seemed like a bad copy of Heath Ledger's, kind of scarred up and but little over on the scarring, like way too much scarring. And it just didn't. But hopefully they'll get it right. Because Jesus,
that was not me.
Okay, somebody lost a lung.
That was my dad.
Okay,
it can happen when it's live.
Right, that's right. Well, let me. I want to share the screen just so you guys can see all these different Jokers real quick. Let's see. Clickety clack, clackety click. There we go.
What's up, fellas?
What's
going
good?
What's going on?
You okay, man? We heard you in the back. Like you lost a lung.
Yeah, we started saying
my grandpa called.
It was going like this to Sada. Put your mask on, Sada. Put your mask on quick.
Yeah. I got another Zoom meeting with a family
What's up,
member
Slade
who turned
Wilson?
70 in California. So I'm
Okay.
about to hop on that. But good to see y'all, man. Y'all know how we do.
Absolutely, man.
What's the
Yeah,
topic
man.
today? What's the
Man, we're
topic?
just talking about DC comics, man, and
Busting it up
Joker
all
and
around DC. Yeah.
DC shit.
I'm mad I missed the Moon Knight rap, man. I'm kind of trying to keep up with that right now.
Every Wednesday, man. Every Wednesday.
Every
we
Wednesday,
do it.
yeah.
They on episode 3 now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just did 3.
Yes.
And this
Okay.
next coming will be
4
4.
will be this Wednesday. Yeah. This
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
Yeah. But you'll have the link. You already know.
All right, that's
Check
what it
your
is.
email always. Yeah, man.
Yo, y'all stay up, man.
You
All
too,
right.
man.
All right,
You had a
man.
good
You
vacation.
too, man.
All right, I'll see y'all in a minute.
Yo, you had a good
All right,
vacation in New Orleans?
Yeah, definitely, man. The last 3 hours be like literally 3 to 4 hours before we was about to leave. I lost my phone.
Oh.
Wow.
Yo,
bet
right
you had
before
mad
we was about to
pictures.
leave, yo. The last Uber that we hopped in, it fell out my pocket in there.
Damn, dog. You
So,
try to get in touch with the driver?
It's funny. No, it's funny because we looking at Sada. She's shaking her head and smiling and everything, so we know it had to be.
Because you know how I do. That's
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
You know how daddy does. So. Yeah, so I'm starting over but from scratch. But other than that, yeah, I'm good, man.
All right, brother. Hopefully we see you Wednesday then.
You got to back it
No
up.
doubt.
Hey, you got to back it up. Grab, man. You got to make sure you log into your Google joint. Back it up.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Yeah,
I got
a lot of people
my
don't do it.
contacts. I got my Google Photos, but like my music got messed up. Like
The
the music I downloaded into the phone, gone. couldn't really
Yeah,
say
yeah.
that.
If you got, yeah.
But my
that's
YouTube music is back and all of that, so I still got music. But the stuff I bought from Bandcamp is gone.
Damn.
Oh, no. Hey, Grab, go on Bandcamp site. Go on to the main site, log in, and you can re-download it. Your music's right there. It's on Bandcamp.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, go to the site.
I don't have to buy it again.
Nope.
No, because I bought your album off of there. Once you buy it, I got a new computer, and your album was on my old computer. So when I got the new one, I just logged right in, re-downloaded it, boom, back up and running.
Thank you for the support too.
Hell yeah.
That's what we're here for, sir. That's what we're here for.
Absolutely.
Here for any more tech support you need, just let me know. Give me a call. Over 24 hours.
I'm humble, man. Give thanks, bro. All right, y'all be good, man. I'll talk in a minute.
Be safe.
All right.
One.
Infinity Man, aka tech support.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Oh, thanks, Slade. What's up, Slade?
Appreciate your opinion on the other channel. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So I got a question real quick, before we continue. It's sort of like, what is your reason for not watching the solo Joker film? Like, why you don't want to watch it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I remember back when it was announced, I felt like he didn't need a solo film. I was like, why does he have a solo film? I kind of like the Joker and his ambiguity as a character, and I felt like a solo film just didn't make sense. I mean, now I might give it a watch because I was just being stubborn. So I might give it a watch, but that was like my main reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I get it. And if it was about just the Joker running around being the Joker, but this is more of a pre-Joker, like an origin story, if you will. But and it's not even, to me, it's not even the origin of the Joker I know. It's just the origin of just this Joker that from this universe. But to me, I felt like it was the origin of a guy that inspired the guy that is the Joker I know.
That's
you know what? Yeah, you can look. I looked at it as being like, I don't know, just another Earth in the DC universe, and that was their version of Joker. Like, that's how he got created. That's how he got started.
Right.
I mean, there's many different. They left it open. They left it wide open at the end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, Reno. Yeah, he had a cult following. Yeah, he had a cult following at the end. Yeah, they were. Yeah, they left it wide open.
It's just like in wrestling, man, where the bad guy is kind of cool to root for the bad guy.
Right.
So that's how they portrayed it in this film. That's how I took it. I'm like, kind of like Stu, like, yeah, it's his own thing, his own entity, not connected to the DCEU at all. It's just, hey, we're going to tell a Joker story.
Yeah.
Right.
And so not many people know a lot about his origins, and they were like, well, since it's not known like a Batman or a Superman, so we're going to kind of have some fun with this origin, like tell it ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then it's a good film. Like, it's just a good movie, by itself.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
I was being stubborn.
Sure.
I would say check it out. And far as so going back to the last time, well, not the last time I was on here, but last time I was in the chat when you were talking about that Catwoman animated film. Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was. Oh, y'all making me mad because I bought that film, man.
I bought it too, and I watched it twice. I was like, okay, my attention went elsewhere, man. I'm like, this film is awful.
Yeah.
The bonus features are cool, but the feature itself is like,
I always love the bonus features for the DVDs. Always love the bonus features. Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, for the DC,
yeah, because they have the shorts, and then they have episodes that like coincide with what the movie's about for like different TV shows. It's great.
Yeah, for sure. Where are we at? Oh, yeah, over the years there's been plenty of various, variations of the Joker, each of which has brought a unique flavor to both the performance and the wardrobe of the character. Whether it's like an over-the-top version or maybe a more grittier take, these wardrobe choices really help to sell the ideology of this character. And this is like a little I thought it would be cool. This is 7 of the live action Jokers, and number 7, the least favorite so far, is the Jared Leto Stu's favorite, I know. But the version of the Joker developed for Suicide Squad, particularly, which had many
I love
differences.
that Joker, man.
Yeah, I know.
I do.
He had many differences from the other DC Jokers. Left a lot to be desired. But that's not the fault of Jared Leto or the character so much as it was the writing and the way his character was put into the movie.
I agree.
Yeah, because while the performance of Jared Leto was mixed, the costumes and general look of the character took quite a large departure from the source material. Most of the attires weren't worth mentioning, but there's one very Joker-esque suit towards the end of the film. The purple garb, complete with the white shirt, matching gloves, is absolutely perfect for the character. Plays on the classic look of the Joker, even with a small flower, perhaps used to spray acid. The tattoos might have taken away from the look, and it's been outclassed since, but this is a great beginning point to build from in regards to comic book imagery. But yeah, the silver teeth, the tattooed face was a little bit, took me out of it, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind if they like stray from the comic book, but I just felt like he was trying too hard and it didn't work for me.
Yeah, but like I said, Stu, for me, it wasn't the character that was bad. It was the writing. It just didn't fit. It was like, why was he here? Like I was like, oh hell yeah, Joker. And then I was getting, waiting to see him do some big thing. And then it was just like, he's just there to like.
He's a supporting character.
Yeah, it was so weird. Like all you had to do was just make Assault on Arkham in live action. That's all you had to
do. Pretty much. Yeah. But I also like the Cesar Romero too. I thought Cesar Romero played it really good.
Cesar Romero with the mustache painted over.
Painted mustache.
No,
I love that, man. I was watching.
That was not. Wait a minute. That was done on purpose. That was not painted on. Caesar refused.
No, he had
the mustache wasn't painted on. He painted over. That's what I'm saying.
Right, he painted over. Right. Because he
wouldn't
refused to shave it. Yeah, he wouldn't shave it. They said he refused to shave it. Under no circumstance was he shave it. So they just had to do the best they could to cover it up, and that was what they got. But I don't give a damn. I like it. I didn't notice it when I was a kid. When I got older and I started watching, when I watched it in HD, I was like, oh man, he do got a mustache, yo.
See, that's what it was. The TV back then, it didn't show up. So it was like, it didn't show up. But now in HD, you just see the white mustache. It looked crazy. But yeah, we didn't know, man. We had no idea. I remember when I found out, I was like, there was a mustache there? I had no idea.
See, I was the same way because I was like, no, and then going back and watching clips, and I'm like, holy shit, it really is.
Yeah,
that was good. Like, he just refused to shave it, like Stu was saying. I'm like, man, that was great. I found it amusing. I was like, a lot of people didn't like it, but I was like, I found it amusing.
Oh, I thought it was great. Yeah, it was hilarious.
I did too, and they let him get it off. That's the crazy.
Yeah, he ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was Joker for the whole series.
Obviously nowadays he couldn't get away with that because of HD and stuff. But yeah, back then the image from the TV was so bad. Like, but I don't remember it as being bad. Like that's like, I don't remember it. It seemed clear to me at the time, but now looking at it side by side, it's like, how did we fucking watch that? Like, my God, it was a totally different universe. But that's the thing, it was a different world. And the TV world was a different world. But yeah, some of the classic villains from the original Batman TV show have boasted looks that feel like they've been drawn from the comics, even if they were a little cheesy and dated. And that's the case for the Joker, who was portrayed by Cesar Romero in a thrillingly vibrant and charismatic performance. The character had to match the fun and tone of the world, and bright greens and purples certainly helped deliver on that. While a lot of other costumes in the show looked cheap, there was a slightly more expensive feel to Joker's uniform, which lacked some of the details the character is known for today, but still represented the character well. The quality of the fabric certainly helped. I mean, this guy had like a velvet suit. It was like velour or some shit. Remember, it was like real good thick fabric. Yeah, he looked pimp. But I always loved Burgess Penguin.
Meredith.
Meredith.
Yeah. This Penguin was dope. Like, that was Mick, bro. That was Mick. You bum.
I really like the costumes for all of them.
All of them.
Those costumes, yeah.
Yeah. They were really close to the comics.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like Jim Carrey pulled from this when he,
Oh yeah.
yeah, that was his Riddler.
But when he did Riddler, but
yeah.
I like see Riddler from then. I like better. Like I like the cousin. And there was more than one Riddler. People don't remember, but
yeah, and
he
then like 3 Catwomans.
There was 3 Catwomen. Eartha Kitt was
Yeah,
one.
Eartha Kitt,
Mhm.
first black Catwoman.
She was the first black guy. And then you had Frank Gorshin. He was the first Riddler.
First Riddler.
Yeah,
He was the first Riddler, and I liked him. I liked the laugh. I liked the way he portrayed the Riddler. Like I always thought he did a good job. Man, I always thought he did a good job.
So I wonder if Cesar Romero's hair, is this his hair or is this a wig? This is a really fine wig, if that's a wig. I mean, that's like lace front right there.
I feel like that might be his hair.
It might be his hair because you can see like the whole widow's peak, the roots, like that.
Yeah.
That's lace front if it ain't. But yeah, like did he dye his hair green?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But you never know. Technicolor, who knows? But yeah, number 5 is Gotham is Jerome, right? Because there was some weird thing about the Jokers in Gotham. It was like they weren't really the Joker. I don't know what it was. You watched the show, right, Sada?
Yeah, I did. His Joker was strange. I don't know. Like you said, it wasn't really like the Joker. He was like almost like an aberration of it. It was just strange. I don't know. It's been a while, but like he was just strange. But I liked his performance. I liked what he brought. So I did like it, but it's just strange.
Yeah. But I keep hearing like that it wasn't really, because I sort of fell off on the show like right around the time he was starting to come in, and I was waiting so long for the Joker, and then when he finally, I kind of fell off. But I kept hearing that he wasn't really Joker, or there was like another guy at some point.
Yeah,
they teased who the Joker was a couple times, I remember.
Oh definitely.
Yeah,
he definitely
did. And it was like, who is this? But yeah, there's been a few different evolutions of the Joker within the context of the TV show Gotham, as that is the general premise of the show. While Jerome might have deserved a more fitting ending, the design of his Joker was absolutely inspired, but still broke from tradition. He wore a lot of costumes throughout his time. The most distinctive version of Jerome, played by Cameron Monaghan, featured a tailored red suit with a yellow flower and intricate detailing across the attire. It felt like a Joker who had found his feet, and there was no makeup used to take away from the scarring and smile that became such a distinctive feature of the character. And this was a really brilliant yet unique look. And I guess, the scarring, the scarred up Joker, like Heath Ledger's Joker was scarred up. This Joker is scarred up. The Batman's Joker, the new one, is scarred up really bad. Is because I don't remember the Joker having scars. Like my old school Joker was just
clean. He didn't have visible scars. Even the one from The Dark Knight, his scars were not that visible. Like this
cut
one
right here a little bit.
Yeah. But not nearly as visible as this one and the new one from the Batman.
Now this one, there's in the comics, there's a Joker that looks like this with like a stitched on face. Peeling back. So yeah, I don't know, Spade or Stu, you guys are more into the comics. What when did he become scarred up Joker?
When Heath Ledger took the role. When Heath Ledger took the role, that's when it became artists just experimenting with it. And just doing different things.
He really wasn't like in the comics scarred up at all. If he was scarred, it was more like mental or emotional, but physically he wasn't.
No, he wasn't, never. Yeah. Right. And you know what? I think when Heath Ledger did that, people really liked it. Like people really gravitated towards that. Like that was one of the more outstanding things that people talked about when Ledger played Joker.
But I think it was his performance that they're not realizing. Like what was dope about it was his performance. It wasn't so much the scars and shit, But I think
for us, for the general public though, because I remember, when they talk about like one of the reasons why DC's in trouble now is because the fans are kind of loving the movies and they're okay with them, but they're trying to reach that general audience.
But even the fans are
That's
Like,
yeah. They might have no. They have a little gripe, but it's that general audience they want to reach.
yeah.
Like when Suicide Squad came out, the general audience loved it, but the fans hated it, and that's why I got a sequel. And so now I guess they found a balance with this new one. So we'll get another Suicide Squad.
I didn't know anybody liked the first Suicide Squad, and I thought they made the second one because they were like, "Wait a minute, we could have done that better. Let's do that right." Because that's
that first one.
But the first one did make a lot of money.
It did.
Surprisingly,
that first one
made a lot of money.
I guess being in right, being in the comic community, like that's who I talk to, so that's who I hear from. But you know, and that's like what you said, the fans didn't like it, but obviously the box office,
the general audience liked it,
right? The masses. But the masses are stupid.
They win every time. But that's the thing with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Yeah, the Marvel Cinematic Universe is widely accepted by the general audience. Now, us four right here, we're fans, so we will nitpick. We'll be like, well, you know what, that could have been better, or we'll like it, but they don't really want to hear from us. They want to hear about the general audience because
But that's why they're in hot water, because they're so concerned with trying to appease the general audience, and I think they're trying to do it in the same way that the MCU has done it, and that's really why they're in hot water. Like, you can do it a different way. It's possible, and your characters are more well known anyways, but whatever, that's another discussion.
Yeah. Well, here we are with the Joker from Joker. Joaquin Phoenix, in one of his best roles, created a different variation of Joker, who didn't fight against Batman in quite the same way, nor was he the kingpin of crime that the character was in the comics. The costume itself, though, was heavily influenced by what's been seen on the page. The bright colors were carefully chosen, the yellow, the green, blue, and red, all constituting the primary colors, clashing against one another in garish fashion. The suit itself feels like the most expensive thing that Arthur has ever bought, and while it hasn't been tricked out, it's not hard to imagine a few blades and other such weapons being sewn in. The costume doesn't quite capture Joker fans are familiar with, though. Like I said, I don't feel like this is the Joker from the comics. It's not like my Joker that I, grew up or love. But I feel like this guy did this weird thing, and then the guy that I know as the Joker, was inspired by it and made his character based on it. That's kind of like in my mind how I justified it being so different. But that might just
got it.
Yeah, you got to check it out. I'm
gonna check it out.
And like Lito's Way said, the Joker movie was a great movie, but it was a weak Joker movie, if that makes sense. I get what he's saying. It ties into the universe where it's weak points. So it's a good film, but if you're looking for Batman's Joker and Batman and Joker, no, it's not that.
You won't find it. Yeah, you won't find it there.
Don't, Sada, my advice to you and to anybody that has not watched the Joker film, don't go into it expecting Batman at all.
Right.
It's more like the Gotham TV show. Don't go into it expecting Batman. Yeah. Expect what you would expect from the Joker, definitely, or from a I guess mentally and emotionally troubled person.
Right.
But don't go into it expecting what you've seen from past movies or what you read in comic books or seen in animation. Because then most people, like Lito said, will be disappointed by it. I didn't feel it was a weak movie. I felt it was like, all right, I'm watching a Joker story. I'm not expecting Batman. It's like the Joker graphic novel. I'm not expecting Batman in this movie. I'm not hoping for Batman in this movie. I want to know about the Joker. I already know about Batman. Yeah. His origin done been told too many damn times.
Yeah.
So let's hear about what's Joker's origin story. Since we don't know if it's concrete or kind of fluid, they can have some fun with it. This is what they told, and I was like, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Yeah, it was a great film. Like, I loved it as a movie. It's phenomenal. It's really, Joaquin Phoenix slays the role. Like, the filming, the cinematography, the lighting, colors is phenomenal. Like, everything about the movie, it's a great film. It's just
and you'll see is like evolution throughout the movie. Like
Right.
kind of how he starts
Builds
turning.
up to it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely a build-up movie. So when you get
Yeah.
to that point where he becomes basically over the top Joker, it's like, wow, that was everything before that made sense.
You're watching a man crack, and it was largely inspired by the movie Taxi Driver, and a couple of other Scorsese De Niro movies. The one where De Niro plays a talk show host was definitely drawn from that. His character is basically in it. But yeah, like how Taxi Driver, and this guy's a taxi driver. Like it's you're watching a guy who starts off as just like a sort of disgruntled guy, and then you're seeing him crack more and more and more until he finally just breaks, snaps, and goes off. So it's just a lot like Taxi Driver in that way. And then we're back to the other. Here we go. See, this is Gotham's Jeremiah. We had Jerome. Now we got Jeremiah. I'm not, like I said, I kind of fell off, but I guess Jeremiah was the twin of Jerome and the second incarnation of the Joker, played by the same actor, of course. While he briefly boasted a purple costume that really felt accurate to the character, it was his final look that became the most impressive, combining a number of familiar attires. There's a little bit of every Joker in this costume, from the colors being used to the kind of suit that's been fashioned. The yellow gloves are a brilliant touch, and the prosthetics used to transform Jeremiah into the clown-like monster are nothing short of exceptional. Unfortunately, this incarnation still hasn't become quite as iconic as those that have been featured on the big screen, despite how gorgeous the design is. I don't know if I agree with that exactly.
Yeah.
I don't find this a gorgeous design. The suit's great, but he's like bald. I don't know. If he had hair, I think that's what's missing. Like the face is very monstrous. Like the makeup is great. Like I do dig that, but I'd want to see some, a nice full head of green hair or something like that. But
yeah, Jeremiah was not too memorable for me.
There you have it.
People liked him. People liked Jeremiah.
I like Jerome better.
Yeah, me too.
Like Jeremiah. I didn't like either one of them. I thought either one. I didn't like either one of them. But I mean, I get it. The public liked Gotham. I did like Gotham until it started getting.
I fell off.
It got way over the edge for me.
Well, I mean, like when Jada came in as Fish, that made up character made up for the show Fish, that started getting weird. And remember, it was weird. Like it started getting odd. But like there was some cool shit. Like I love the actor that played the Scarecrow. Like that was cool. That was getting really weird. Zaz was kind of, I think I remember that being kind of cool. But once like the female Firefly, I think is who it was, or something, like all that stuff, it started getting weird. And then you had like Barbara Gordon acting weird. It got very kind of like, where is this? What is this even about? And that's when I kind of fell off. And that's where the Jokers came in. And now there's a twin. I'm like, what? When did Joker have a twin? What is this? What are we even doing? But who knows why they got there. But here we go. Number 2 should be number 1 in my opinion, but
I agree.
I get it.
Yeah.
This is my favorite. This is my favorite Joker. Yeah, Nicholson is one of the most famous actors to ever take in the role of Joker and has really left his own unique legacy on the character. The wardrobe for this iteration of the Harley Quinn of hate was nothing short of exceptional, with every detail from the flower to the cane throughout with great complexity. I mean, look at that flower. It's just a badass looking flower even. I mean, it's really cool, the sort of, design of it or whatever. And he's got that gangster look. And he's the gangster Joker. I mean, he was Jack Napier. He was like a mob dude. And that really appealed to me. So, and because I love the gangster Joker. I mean, and there's a comedian Joker, right? There's a clown Joker, and there's a gangster Joker throughout. Yeah. The orange and purple was a combination rarely seen in live action, but it worked effectively. The hat is one of the few times that a headpiece was used in any live action Joker, but he wore like a gangster fedora in the comics with the long trench coat and all of that. That was like one of my favorite Jokers. The grin and white skin of Joker really put the look together, and there's no shortage of great gags stored within the costume, just like in the comics. And obviously Jack Nicholson's, acting chops behind it, giving it life. This was my favorite Joker of all time. I would have swapped this with Heath Ledger and Nicholson are my favorite, but for different reasons, obviously, and they're so different from each other.
Yeah.
I can justifiably give them a tie. Like they're both equally dope to me. But here's number one. They're giving most people definitely the masses favorite Joker, The Dark Knight 2008, Heath Ledger. Hey,
look, I hated Heath Ledger's Joker.
Really?
To this day,
I got a couple times in the chat.
Spade, you better watch your back now.
I'm a pro wrestler. Thank you. I got my back, but my point being is the reason I hate it so much. It did not personify Joker to me.
No, it didn't
at all.
It was very different,
and it was like anybody could have done what he did. Any other madman could have done what he did.
Yeah,
Jack's Joker to me, when you talk about like the comedian, the clown, the gangster, he epitomized all three of those.
Yeah,
true.
In that one film, it was like, yeah, I see that. His Joker was, I feel like he was more so the gangster. I was like, you're not Joker. You didn't fall in a vat of acid to become Joker. You just decided one day, hey, life sucks for me, so I'm going to make it suck for everybody else.
Okay, so when you're saying that he's anyone could have done that, you don't mean anyone could have done what Heath Ledger did. You mean anyone could have been that Joker. Like he didn't fall in the vat of acid. He's not like a comic super villain.
Yeah, character wise, anybody could have been like that, you know,
just
and
guy, like a just terrorist like guy.
Yeah.
He's just like a bank robber, a terrorist.
Because it's like look at I mean, even in our world now, you get people you have people that are like that.
Yeah.
So anybody, you know, character wise, anybody could have done that. I was like, that don't make it special to me. And I know a lot of people gonna hate to hear this, but I think my personal opinion, and you ain't gotta run with it, but my personal opinion, the only reason people hold it in such high views because the man died.
Well, here's
that's hard, man.
It is, but it's my truth.
Everyone
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's hard. That's hard, man.
What I think is like this, like it's not his character that from what I'm hearing, it's more of the writing of the character that you didn't like. They didn't give him any, but when you're talking, you know, his sort of mannerisms, like if they would have given that to a better written character, more like the Joker, are you saying like you just didn't like as a character Joker, but like his portrayal, his acting wise, his characterization? Like what if he did fall in a vat of acid? What if he, you know, was turned into the supervillain? What if he did more supervillain stuff, but it was just Heath Ledger playing the Joker? Would you have liked that?
I probably would have.
So it wasn't really his. So it's not his Joker you didn't like. It's the writing of that character. In that movie.
I guess some of both, but mostly, you know, the writing, of course. So yeah, but like when I was watching it, I was just like, this ain't Joker. I could not get into it. And all around, no, I did not like the Dark Knight trilogy. The only one I like is Batman Begins. But I was like,
a lot of people say that. Yeah.
But I was like, for Heath Ledger's Joker, and I read this article too, Reno, and I was the same way. I'm like, nope, I would always put Jack at number one.
Yeah,
because that to me epitomizes who and what the Joker is.
Yeah, it does bother me sometimes when they put Heath on the top of the list, because I agree with you in that, you know, this is the Joker.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is Heath Ledger's Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, and I feel the same way about Wolverine. He, you know, Hugh Jackman does a great Wolverine, but it's Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. It's not comic Wolverine.
Right.
This is
I can understand that.
Yeah, so like that's why I feel that he should automatically get the top spot. But I would put Heath Ledger second, just because, and not because he died. I don't care if he was alive. He fucking killed that. Like his acting was just dope. Like it was really phenomenal. Like skill wise, acting skill wise, you can't take away from his performance. Was just stunning. I mean, I didn't know he had that in him because I've seen him in other movies, and I've always been like, meh. And when they said he was going to be in the movie, I was like, who? Why? Okay, whatever. Like I didn't care nothing about it. But then when I saw the movie and I saw his role, I was like, man, I didn't know he could do all that. So I definitely put him up there in the top 2. But Heath Ledger's portrayal of Joker is exceptional in every capacity, and the look of the character married into the tone of the film and the type of performance the actor was looking for. There's a realism to the piece, and yet something quite whimsical with the choice of colors. There's even a few tricks hidden across the costume, like the knife in the boot, and it all came together once that longer jacket adorns the wardrobe, coupled with his unique makeup, and the result is a Joker costume that pays homage to the source material and tells the story of this particular character while bringing something new to the table. He definitely brought something new to the table, and saying that it's a realism, that kind of goes back to what you were saying, Stu. A lot of people didn't like the Dark Knight series just because it was so realistic-ish versus what Batman's always been, and a lot of people didn't like that realistic stuff. And then now with the Batman, it seems like Batman's just gonna only be very based in reality. But this was like what the Joker would be if it was just a guy. And that's why you're saying like anybody could have done that stuff, anyone could have been that. And I think that's kind of the point of that character. Like he was supposed to be just a guy that he's just a little bit over the edge, and he's kind of like now he's like this Joker wacko, kind of thing. Because it wasn't a very comic-y movie. You know what I mean?
No,
Slade says Two-Face was the star of the movie for me.
Yeah, he really was. Yeah. That's kind of why I really, really liked the sequel. It was a little bit more for Two-Face than Joker. They did Two-Face so well in that movie.
I was waiting for Two-Face so long because I was really disappointed when Joel Schumacher took over. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones was horrible.
Oh,
I mean, and
that was like a Joker Jr. failure.
Yeah, and I wanted to see Billy D as Two-Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see that too. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Man, Billy D too cool, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying he can't do it.
I seen an interview with him and he was like, man, I was ready. Like he said, I couldn't wait to be Two-Face. He was all prepared for it. He was like, man, I was like, hell yeah. And he would have been a cool ass, laid back ass Two-Face. But I think that's cool.
Dude,
like,
that would have been so gangster.
Oh, so gangster.
That would have been so gangster.
Because Two-Face is not really, as a criminal, he is like a boss. Like he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not like the Tommy Lee Jones where he's running around, he's all the time. That's not Two-Face.
Not
Two-Face
at all.
More laid back, and he's more like, you know what?
Dark.
Yeah, he's more like, you know what? Let's flip this coin, and then he's like, kill him. And stepping off, he got that deep voice.
Yeah, I mean, go back to the Batman the animated series.
Yes, that was my introduction to Two-Face, and that's how I'll always remember that he's a gangster.
Right, that's more how. Yeah, Two-Face is a straight gangster. Yeah, he's straight up hardcore too.
Tommy Lee Jones is Two-Face, man. That was like I said, that was like Joker on acid or something. That was like, what are you trying to do with this character, man? He can't be the Joker, so he has to be Two-Face, but you didn't make him Two-Face because you want to do him too much like Joker or something. It was like.
Yeah. I was like, is he trying to compete with Jim Carrey? Like,
I think maybe that's what was happening because I don't understand.
They were trying to one up each other, like who can be wackier, and I mean,
every scene it just went higher and higher and higher, and just more over the top.
Yeah,
and Jim Carrey wasn't bad. Jim Carrey wasn't bad, really.
Yeah, I felt like Jim Carrey was cool.
Yeah, it was. He wasn't bad. I didn't like the hair, maybe like the red hair. This kind of was weird, but maybe it was the Tommy Lee Jones and the rest of the movie making it just seem like just way too much. Maybe if I could have seen Jim Carrey's Riddler in a Tim Burton movie, then I could have appreciated it more, but I just didn't like anything about that movie. That or the other one. I didn't like the Val Kilmer or the George Clooney movies, but both of those actors as Batman are great choices. I think they would have done great in a better movie because George Clooney, I mean, he's perfect Bruce Wayne, dude. His voice, the way he acts, I mean, he would have been perfect. Val Kilmer's just a really cool actor that I dig. I don't know if that was his, role that he's, I don't know how they chose him, but
with a better director and better writing, you could have cast both of them. You just let Val Kilmer be Batman. He stay in the costume and let George Clooney be Bruce.
That would have been
right.
Good. That would have been really good.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. There we go. All right. Yeah, man.
Well, I think that's why people like Michael Keaton. He was able to personify both roles. Like he was able to make both of them stand out instead of just, you know what I mean? Like you said, I like one over the other. He literally made them both stand out.
Yeah, his Bruce Wayne was great. His Batman was great, and he did them both differently. Like he wasn't just the same guy. He did them both very differently. All time, and it's not just because I was a kid when that movie came out. Keaton is the best Batman. Nicholson is the best Joker. It's my opinion. I don't care when I would have been born, when I would have seen it. And a lot of people think that's just the Batman that you grew up with. Nah, man, they're just. I watched it recently, and it doesn't stand up super well. Like it's dated. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was the best movie of all time.
I tried too. It's very dramatic. I mean, it's very melodramatic. Like I didn't notice all that back then, but it's just, you watching that, you like,
oh my god,
you're like, all right, let's get back to it. It's just a lot of story in there, man.
Yeah,
we just did without.
It's a type of for our generation type of nostalgic feel anyway. I watched Batman Returns recently, and I was like, yo, man, I forgot how much I enjoyed this movie.
Yeah.
Now Batman Returns, I love that. Now that I like. Really that I like.
That was even almost as maybe better than the original movie.
It almost was for me. I'm kind of like how you said about the Jokers. For me, it's kind of like Batman is like this, but Returns is like that. It's like almost there for me. I don't know, but I'm like I enjoy it.
I'm like
all it's missing is Jack Nicholson.
Yeah,
I'm like Returns. I'm like Returns, and then I'm like Batman.
Yeah, that's neat.
Returns, Batman. Yeah. I like the Returns a lot better. And I like when I found out with Danny DeVito playing Penguin, that blew me away because I was like, you can't even.
He did awesome.
Amazing.
Like,
oh my god.
I don't think you could have found anybody better for that time to play Penguin.
Yeah.
Nah, definitely not. And I remember right when Batman came out, hearing news that, they're gonna do like 4 more of them, and they're gonna get Danny DeVito as the Penguin. They're gonna get, Jim Carrey, they're gonna have, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. They're not getting all of that. Like 3 years later, here it all is. I couldn't believe it, man. Arnold as Mr. Freeze. What? But like
I like Arnold. I agree with you, Slade.
About the same
I like Arnold as Mr. Freeze. I think he saved that movie from being a total flop.
I don't know if
you could have kept Batgirl. You could have kept Batgirl and Poison Ivy in that movie, and Bane. You could have kept all 3 of them because they were just. But Freeze, Arnold played a good Freeze, brother. He was the man. They pulled it off. Listen, nobody's.
I'm on the fence
nobody's
with
been able to pull off the
man.
suit. Listen, when we talk about Freeze now, everybody's be like, "Well, how's it gonna pull off the suit?" They pulled it off. I don't care what nobody say. They pulled that off. They got that off. I'll
the
take
suit,
my hat off.
yeah, maybe they got that off. The suit was there, but Arnold,
the suit was dope.
It was.
I
don't know. I don't know. I'm on the fence too. Like Space said, I'm on the fence. Like it.
Go back and watch it. Just go back and watch the parts.
I just remember it being like kind of hokey, like Arnold.
Yeah,
like,
just watch. Listen, just watch the parts. I'm going Arnold, and I guarantee you, that was dope. Everybody chill. Everybody chill.
Look. Side, I agree with Side.
I can't. I just no. It was just
watch the parts. Just watch the parts with Arnold, and I guarantee you, the movie is 10 times better than it was in watching old.
Yeah, because it's only like 20 minutes.
Yeah, and then you're laughing at them half the time because of the horrible puns they put in there.
That's what it. I think that was the problem for me. The horrible puns, the really like, just bad jokes in general, man. That's what hurt a lot of it. Because I think it could have been okay without. Yeah, let me. Okay, all right, guys, hold on. Stu, you're gonna have to put your money where your mouth is here.
Because I don't like.
Just go back and watch the Arnold. Just watch the person Arnold in it, man. That's it, man.
Come
Look
on.
at the suit. The suit is
diamond.
dope, man.
I don't like the helmet part of the
could pull
suit,
that
but
off.
the rest of it is
Nobody
okay.
could pull that off. The suit is dope. Nobody could pull. Look at Arnold chilling. Looking like Victor Freeze. Look at that. Come on, man.
Please.
Nobody could pull that off. Look
Yeah.
at that, look at
Forget
that.
about it.
Oh.
What?
Yeah, look at that.
I do not like that helmet piece.
Oh boy.
The helmet piece is weird.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't get why his face is exposed.
It's always been that way. It's always been like a big.
No, isn't it?
It's always been like a big.
Of a bubble.
Yeah,
he
even
always
in the cartoon, it was just a glass. It was just a straight glass. There was it was just a straight glass over him. If you look at the comic version, yeah, it was just a straight glass. It wasn't like
but
he always
what I'm
had a
saying is he always had a glass around his whole head. In this one, his face is exposed.
Mm-hmm.
You see?
Technology has advanced.
Oh, okay.
So his face could be exposed on that one, man. That's
Got you.
This is new technology here, brother. Look at the suit. Come on, man. Look at that, man.
You know what's funny? You could see that in a video game. You could see that in a video game. Like,
I could see Tim Burton doing a movie and you know, like Batman Returns and all of that with this costume as Mr. Freeze. Like the costume hits.
Yeah.
The helmet I would have put glass over his face. Yeah, I would have put glass over his face just to make it a little more comic accurate, but I don't know. I think Arnold.
Look at the gun. Look at the
gun.
gun.
Is really
the gun
nice.
was even.
The gun was great.
Yeah, the gun was tight.
Yeah,
gun was tight.
Y'all can't listen. Arnold
was cool.
That, man. The suit was
I don't
cool.
know. I don't know, bro. Come on, look.
Yeah.
No. You're only getting me on the suit. You can't get me on nothing else.
Listen, just watch just the part. I went back and I watched just the parts of Mr. Freeze, and I enjoyed the movie 10 times better.
All right.
Look, that movie for me
Look at that.
was like
Look at that.
Batman 66 gone terrible.
Look at that. Look at that. Come on,
Steve. It reminded me of the Adam West Batman TV show, but way worse.
Yeah, they had like way
Come on, you can't front on that. Look at that.
I got the front on that, Stu. I was like, that movie was terrible.
You got the front
Come
on.
Steve.
It was terrible, bro.
Oh,
Jesus.
Come on. It's a cold time on the town tonight. Come on,
Look
at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at Free. Come on, that right there. Ran up on that in the alleyway.
That suit is dope. I ain't gonna front. No, that suit is dope. The suit and the gun are dope. It's just
everything else
from the head up.
Yeah,
from the head
and
up
then from the writing down. That's it. Nothing else. Okay.
See, you can keep Poison Ivy. You can keep all that.
Yeah, you can just get her out.
Get
him out.
Y'all don't like Uma?
No, not as Poison Ivy. No.
I ain't gonna lie, I did. And I like.
Wait a minute, hold up. And you getting on me because I like Mr. Freeze?
I like her.
I liked Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy. I thought she did all right. I thought she did better than Freeze. She actually looked the part.
Yeah, because see here, he's got the glass around his whole face.
Exactly.
Well, Arnold had the glasses too. Arnold had the glasses. He had the glasses.
Not the glasses.
He had the goggles. I'm talking about the goggles. He had the goggles in the
we talking about the goggles. We talking about the head part, the glass around it that kept him cold. His
the bubble.
Thermal thing.
Listen, technology has advanced since then. All right, so
it's going in the comic book back then. He was encased in glass.
Well, he had to because that's all you had back
couldn't be there for a thing of glass around somebody's head.
Now that's the one from the Arkham.
It wasn't.
Now look at that. That's the one from the Arkham video game series.
Yeah,
and that one is dope too. Now that one's super dope.
That's great.
That one's super dope.
Yeah. Now I thought it was gonna be, what if the Dark Knight? Like, what if Christopher Nolan had Mr. Freeze? That's what it kind of.
No, type in Mr. Freeze Arkham Knight series and watch.
Yeah. No, that was. Let's do Arkham Knight, Mr. Freeze. Yeah.
Oof.
I love that game, and that was a
Look
fun.
at
That was a great
Look
time.
at that, Spade. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I dig that.
Now that Mr. Freeze could actually go even in the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. See the way that it's like the parts and stuff like this could, or Christopher Nolan or any realistic Batman. Like this is a more realistic Mr. Freeze.
I just want to see the fishbowl around this.
Yeah, look at that.
That's what
There's the fishbowl right there. Look, they
I know, but I want it live action. I want it live action.
Oh, you want a live action fishbowl?
Doggone it. Spider-Man can do it. DC can do it too.
Look at that, man. Look at
now this
look
is
at
Arnold. That. This would be Arnold if they had the full bubble in the eyes. I don't know what this is from, but it looks like Arnold.
That's from same thing. That's from Arkham, the Arkham series. But
no, that's fan art.
Is it? Because I know in the Arkham series he has 2 suits. There's another one where Batman fought him later on.
This is Arkham.
He had a different suit.
Yeah,
that's the first. Arkham. That's the first time you fight him. That's the first suit. And then there's another one. You got a separate mission, and he comes back and he has another suit. And then the the newest game, they have him in that one too. He's got another.
Look at that Prime One Studio. Look at that statue right there, yo.
I'm gonna have to get that. Look at that.
That looks great.
Look at that right there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That is dope.
I'm waiting for Todd McFarlane DC Multiverse to bring out a Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, me too. Man, I forgot Bane was in the movie.
In the game.
This is Arkham Knight. Yeah.
Bane is another one. Let's keep it a buck. Bane is another one that they do real dirty when it comes to the movie.
So dirty. Oh my God.
That's another one, bro. I don't even know why they even put him in the movies anymore.
Yeah.
It's just
somebody's lackey.
Always.
And and that's so not his character, man. Like he's a boss. He's a mastermind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't know why he turned into this sort of henchman thug type, because maybe just because he's huge, like when he he's got a mask over his face. I don't know, but
you know what it is? I think, Reno, I'm be honest. I think it's today's society. Bane is Spanish, number one, first and foremost.
He's Hispanic, he's Latino.
Right, and in today's society, I don't think anybody can see a Hispanic male being that powerful, being that boss, and that powerful. And it would, I think people just don't want to deal with that. They just don't want to deal with that. It's just stereotype. Right, it's just stereotype. But I mean, the DC comic world is diverse. It's not just white men running around like each other. It's all different races, creeds, colors, everything, genres, all of that. So they gotta let that go. Give us a Spanish-speaking Bane, and let it happen, bro.
I think the best Bane I've seen so far is from Young Justice. That's the only one that comes a little bit close.
Yes.
Okay. I have to watch
Young Justice Bane. Yeah, Young Justice is
Yeah.
Even in the new ones,
it's close to the
Santa Prisca. When they went to Santa Prisca.
God, I love
they went there. Look at that.
Man,
they sorely messed up both live action Banes.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like Batman and Robin kind of got the look right, but not the attitude.
Yeah.
And Dark Knight Rises sort of got the attitude right, but not the look.
Right. Yeah, because now Dark Knight Rises Bane was more of what his character should be like. They nailed it, but the look was just way off. Like, he's a fucking luchador.
Yeah, he wears a luchador mask.
Yeah. Like they he was the mastermind. He was, running shit. Yeah, at the end he was like working for what's her name or whatever, but he was more working with her.
Yeah,
he wasn't like he wasn't her henchman or anything, but I think that's why I love that movie and I love that role. And Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors, so I still can't hate that Bane because it captures the character of Bane, right?
Yeah.
But I hate the fact that the mask isn't like
It's
one of
not
the things that
luchador
drew
mask.
me in about Bane was the luchador mask.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
And not
people loved
because
that
it-
back in the 90s.
yeah,
What? That
that
was
shit.
the thing. People was like, yo, Bane.
Look how wicked.
Oh,
And right around that time, like, I mean, you know, that's what inspires shit like Spawn and like all those cool ass
Yeah.
masks that came out after that. Grendel. There was
yeah, Grendel, yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
Grendel had a
Grendel.
dope mask too.
Yeah. Now,
And
here's
the
the
crazy
cover.
part is, if you could do the Hulk, you could do Bane. You can make him grow a little bigger when he
Oh
takes the
yeah,
venom. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Get a little more muscular. You come on, it could be
right.
done.
Yeah, he should blow up like
Yeah.
like
Wait,
that
was
was
Venom even involved in the Dark Knight Rises? Was
that's the
that even?
problem. No, that's
No,
what I was like.
No,
What
you had
even?
no venom, no nothing.
Yeah, like there was no venom. The mask, it wasn't pumping. Like I don't even know why he had that mask on in the movie.
Yeah. It just
Like
looked
there's
like
a
an
reason.
advanced gas mask. I don't get it.
Yeah, like it
Yeah,
doesn't. It didn't. Yeah, it didn't. It
because
didn't serve any purpose.
remember in the plane where the guy asked me, he said, "If I take that mask off you, will you die?"
Yeah.
I'm like,
Right.
okay, what does that have to do with anything about? Like, what does that have to do with the price of eggs? If you all right, you
Yeah.
take the tube away from him, you take the venom, that's different.
Right.
Right.
But
It was weird
taking
because
the
they
mask,
even had a moment when Talia revealed to be like the villain or whatever, where she
Right.
was like doing something with his mask and it was like affecting his breathing. But it was just weird because, like, why? Why does that affect his breathing at all?
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. It just there was no rhyme or reason, and you know the mask on in the character has nothing to do with his breathing. He's got
no.
tubes that go into. He's got a basically a big tank of fucking this chemical called venom
Mm-hmm.
on his back, and then the tubes just go right into his brain.
And hit
And
that
when he hits that button and that shit hit him,
swell up.
he's ready. You know what I mean? He gets super strength, and you know, but that's just something to accentuate the fact that he's already a genius. Like he's already, you know, criminal genius level intellect. The dude is wildly intelligent, and that's what they did right in the Dark Knight, but that's what they did wrong in every other iteration I've seen.
Dude,
They
it's like he in the comics when he was introduced, he deduced Batman's identity,
Yes,
Mhm.
he
and
did.
straight
he
off.
made his life hell for him. And even recently, within the last couple of years, like the City of Bane storyline, I was intrigued by that. I'm like, again, you showing how Bane can get to Batman, and this guy that has all these contingency plans and stuff, it almost didn't have
Don't
a
got an answer.
contingency plan for Bane.
Yeah, don't have an answer. You're right.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
because in the original comic back, what was it, Blackest Night? No, what was the comic line?
Nightfall.
Nightfall. He proved, if you read it and you really get down deep into the dialogue, he wanted to prove that he was a better detective than Batman,
Basically,
and he did. Yeah,
Right.
he did. He said, "Oh, I'm way better detective than Batman. I'm way."
basically.
Yeah, and he
I
did it.
didn't know that. Wow. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
Yeah. And this is what you're talking about, Stu. City of Bane.
Yep.
Yeah, City of
Bane
Bane
is
was good.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, City
It's
of
a
Bane was
whole.
good.
Look at that.
Just
This
like,
is
That's
man, Bane is
and
my favorite Batman villain.
straight up. Straight up.
When he was introduced, I was just like, yo, I love this dude.
Hell yeah, dog. He was
Yeah, people, and you're right, Spade.
but
People
this was
loved Bane back in the '90s, bro. They were
yeah.
going crazy over him. He was like,
Heck yeah. Because, you
Because it
never
is.
seen nothing like him before.
And you never
no,
seen nobody hurt Batman like that.
No.
Yeah.
not like that. No, not like,
He broke his
he broke
back.
the back.
That's
Yes,
it right
he
there.
did.
Breaking of the bat. And then
Mhm.
like he just looks so dope. Look at
Ironically,
me.
Reno, the other one you showed, that one I got it autographed by the co-creator Graham Nolan.
Damn, dog.
Man, you better have that slabbed and tagged and slabbed on your wall, bro.
There's
Bane
another
Conquest, yeah, man.
Conquest. And now here he is in Task Force Z.
See, that's the shit we looking for in live action, stuff like that.
Exactly.
That
Yes.
right. Yeah.
Right. What's
Just
that?
give
And
it to us.
that's the rebirth.
The rebirth joint.
But yeah, he
Dope,
always
bro.
looking dope. I mean, he's always been my, one of, if not my favorite Batman villain. because the look, I mean, his look is dope. And then when I read his origin and I read the comic with him in it and how he, which they touched on in the movie, in the Nolan movie, about him, coming out of that prison that, and being deep in the well or that pit and all that. And it's dope.
Yeah, but it was in Santa Prisca, and he came out of the prison. They experimented on him with the venom, and then
Yeah.
he used it as a catalyst to become a boss. Not nobody's flunky. Like he wasn't nobody's flunky. Bane was never a flunky.
No, it's just even in the Harley Quinn show, they made him like a joke, and it's funny, but like it's not funny.
Yeah, but that show, to be fair, is a comedy.
Oh yeah, so I don't hate him for doing it like that, because they did the same thing with Clayface, and it was funny. So it's like whatever.
Right, but I mean, I don't know about Clayface, but
Clayface is another deadly. Clayface.
Yeah, he's deadly. Clayface is deadly, and they made him like.
But is he really intelligent though, like Bane, or is he like a super smart character? Or is he just?
Nah, he was like a street thug. Well, he was an actor. It
He's
depends.
like Sandman.
Yeah,
something like that. Because you got Matt Hagen. You got a couple of different versions of or people that were
Clayface.
Clayface, and then his daughter. I think his daughter now is Clayface.
Oh,
that's funny because I think Bane's daughter now is doing something too. Bane's daughter has a thing in DC. Am I right, Spade?
Yep.
Yeah. I think that's what.
Clayface is deadly, man. Clayface.
And supposedly, like Bane's daughter, she is way more ruthless than Bane is.
I think.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that.
Is this his daughter?
Because I only got 2 issues of Bane Conquest, so I didn't get. Well, I think it was just 2, wasn't it?
It's 12. There's 12.
Okay. So I got the first 2, but I never finished the story. But it's like one of I want to say one of the Joker books that introduced Bane's daughter. I got it. Her first appearance in, and I was like, they showed her like from the back coming out of that little pot or whatever she was in, all venomed up and stuff, and she grabs the mask and puts it on. It was like, dang.
Yeah. His daughter definitely. I don't know if it's this one, but like this first issue is definitely Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's Daddy Bane for real. Yeah, and it's dope. I mean, they go in. You see Bane as Bane, like this is the real Bane, the smart, intelligent, mastermind Bane. And,
I even like how they did him in Batman Beyond, that one episode they did about Bane. I like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that. I want to see that. Yeah, I heard that was good.
Oh man, that was good.
It was really good.
That was a good episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I love this cover. That's why I grabbed it. This best cover. Yeah, I love shit like that. And it says Nolan on it. I don't know why.
Graham Nolan, that's the guy that co-created it.
Okay.
So I guess Bane is a newer character that came out. Like I guess you could say in our time.
Yeah, he came out in the 80s, right?
No, he came out in the 90s.
In the 90s.
In the early 90s, like
the early 90s.
Yeah, when Nightfall was introsed, the storyline of Nightfall, he came into that. I think Vengeance of the Bat was his actual first appearance.
No,
his first appearance was in Vengeance of the Bat. Yeah, man, I really thought this was the fucking 80s. Must be like 91 or something, 92.
No, that's early 90s. 92.
Oh,
they
shit.
did Nightfall around the same time they did Death of Superman.
He broke the bat in 93. That's crazy. I did not know that was that recent.
Oh, that's more recent. Yeah.
That was yesterday, but I like when I heard about it, I thought,
it ain't the 60s, because you know how most stuff it'd be like in the 60s.
I thought it was the 80s.
Oh,
I really thought it was the mid 80s, but yeah, there he is. Boom. He just
crack.
That's collector's how you need to get that tag to slab, sir.
Yeah, well, this is actually the second printing. It has this flap on it. So I wouldn't slab this one, but if I get the first printing, which looks just like this, I would definitely slab it.
Well, I have the first printing around here somewhere. I don't have a slab. Yeah, I got the first printing. I don't have a slab.
Yeah, why you don't slab it?
I never, you know what? It's just been in the box. It's been in the box. It's been there. It's just what it is. I'm saying, I mean, if that's what you got, you need to get a slab.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I had to grab that, like, just because Bane's one of my favorite characters. But man, all this time, I really thought Nightfall was in the 80s for some reason. But that shows, how much I was not into DC. Like I did not read DC comics, man. I really missed out on all of that because I was so into, Spawn and Spider-Man and shit at the time. But I always loved Batman, and I did read the Spawn versus Batman, and but yeah, I just never got into the buying the comics when I was a kid. But I'm into it now.
90s comics. We got a lot in the 90s, bro. We got a
Yeah.
whole lot.
Oh yeah.
People just forgot about. People really
you
forgot.
got a lot of good, you got a lot of bad, but you got
Bad,
you're right, Stu. You got a lot.
You got a lot,
And
and you need to get a lot of that, tag and slab, Reno. I mean,
yeah, I know.
let's go ahead and get it slabbed up.
Get it slabbed up. Get it slabbed up.
Man.
It only takes 6
because
months.
we had Age of Apocalypse. Yeah, 6 months to a year. I'm still waiting on my comics, man. Remember we had Age of Apocalypse. That was in the 90s. Stuff for Superman was in the 90s. Nightfall, 90s.
I'm flush with 90s
Carnage.
shit.
The Carnage, Maximum
Carnage. Spawn,
was all
Image
90s.
Comics, all of Image
Spawn,
Comics.
Image,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So you talking about 30 years worth of stuff, man.
Yeah, Venom. Venom was also a 90s character. He was also another 90s character.
Yep.
Became super popular in the 90s. People loved Venom.
Carnage and Venom was.
Yeah.
That's why I was so into Marvel. It was Spawn, Carnage, and Venom, and Black Suit Spider-Man. That's all I fucked with. Spawn, Spider-Man, Black Suit Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage. That was it. That was all I bought, and sold it all when I was like 18, 17. I was getting my first apartment. Sold everything.
You sitting on a gold mine, son. Sitting
like
on
it wasn't like thousands of dollars, but first appearance of Carnage, which right now is worth hundreds. You got first, obviously the first Spawn, which I have all that again, but yeah, like I had the first appearance of Spawn or of Carnage, right? All the Maximum Carnage books, like everything up through shit where Spider-Man and Venom beat him and then they teamed up. And I was Hobgoblin too. I definitely was into Hobgoblin for some reason. I really like.
Hobgoblin was another one. People,
Hobgoblin.
I don't know why people love Hobgoblin, bro.
Yeah.
Demo Goblin, people love them. I don't know why. I don't know what the deal is with that. People love them, man. Say, and even in the DC universe, you had Bane. Bane was a big character. Joker was really big. Green Lantern. So for some reason, Green Lantern comics were huge in the 90s. They were very huge.
Yeah.
Because you started having new Green Lanterns, and then you coming off of the Crisis storyline where how the Crisis on Infinite Earths, and then other Crisis Zero Year, I think, and Green Lantern, how Jordan actually turns villain.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
After Coast City was destroyed, and he went against the Guardians and made it a new Coast City for himself and all, and because he felt sorry, and then he kind of gave in to his fears and became paralyzed.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Even
even
Guy Gardner.
That a whole lot having a hero, a beloved hero turning villain like that. That's why a lot of Green Lantern comics back then had blown up, because people were like, "Yo, man, this is new." Yeah, we've known Hal Jordan for years, man, and like, wow, greatest Green Lantern then turned bad.
Well, they were doing like killing Superman, like they were doing they were trying to like shake it up because they were like, man, this shit is getting.
And don't forget also Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and people love Guy Gardner. Oh my God, they were in love with Guy Gardner, man. Guy Gardner was just raw. He was just the first Green Lantern that was just straight raw. You know what I mean? Like he was flawed in every way, but he was a Green Lantern, and he wasn't like Hal Jordan, who was square jawed. He was, that classic square jawed superhero. Guy Gardner was like, he flipped you off. He did all kind of trash, man.
He was the Maverick.
He going to jealous rage. Yeah, he going to jealous rage about his girlfriend. All kind. He just did it all, and then he was a Yellow Lantern for a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Because and then he went back to green, but
and then he became a Red Lantern.
Yeah. He just explored all the colors.
So in the Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds, Stu, I meant Spade. You mentioned Parallax. Was that was Parallax in that movie, right? The guy with the big brain, and then he became the Yellow Cloud or some shit.
Was it Hector? What was his name? I can't think his last name, but Hector Hammond, the guy with the big head in the Green Lantern movie. He was he originally is just a Green Lantern villain, but Parallax was that big shit looking cloud that they showed.
Right.
Yeah.
So he was just supposed to be the entity or personification of fear, which that's what people just hated it. They were like, nah, man, Parallax. I mean, Parallax could be anything, but mostly he was like this big, yellow looking, just horrible looking bug or something. He was just really ugly.
Okay. So you saying that Hal Jordan became Parallax, or like Parallax inhabited him? Is it kind of like the Phoenix?
Yeah, kind of like that. Parallax basically inhabited him because he just gave into the fear element.
Right. So like how Jean Grey became the Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Not really.
Hal became Parallax in the same manner.
Same sense, right.
Yeah.
It was Parallax is actually a guardian that just got corrupted by the yellow energy.
Yeah.
They imprisoned him. They got that part right. Yeah, they got that part because they imprisoned him, and then
he got free.
He broke out, he got free. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Man, because that the big head guy, that was so off-putting watching his head grow.
It just reminded me of the leader. That's all I could think about.
I was going to say the same thing to me.
Yeah. It was so but he's from the comics then,
huh?
Parallax, even
but the big head guy.
The other guy, yeah, Dr. Hammond, yeah. There's a lot of doctors in the DC universe.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And they're always bad guys too. Notice that?
Except for Dr. Fate.
Except for Dr. Fate.
This is true.
Except for Dr. Fate, they make good bad guys. Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you think about it, like a lot of people are scared of doctors or hospitals, or it's kind of like the clown thing with the Joker. It's like they tap into people's fears and use those those sort of tropes to make their villains. Is very smart. It makes a lot of sense. I love that about DC. Their villains are great, like very on the nose with a lot of stuff, DC, but man, just like epic super villain, epic superhero shit. Man, DC is definitely growing on me a lot. I just wasn't into it as a kid, but not because I disliked it, just because I was only so much I could take on. But I think that happened. I think that most people, people are either DC or Marvel, and it's not usually because they chose it. It just sort of happened that way.
Yeah.
Kind of what you were introduced to first.
Yeah, I was introduced to DC first,
right.
And I went down a rabbit hole.
Yeah. See, right. I was the same way. I was introduced to DC first, so I'm more, DC oriented, but I also love Marvel. Out of the big two, I love both of them. I guess it's kind of like your children. People say, well, you can't love one child more than another. Yes, you can.
You could definitely like one more than the other. But
yeah.
This is true.
Absolutely.
True.
But man,
man, it's I'm with everything been reading for an article wise, I'm hoping no DC in trouble, but if this thing with Discovery goes, I'm with Sato on that one. Then hopefully they can come up and start doing good stuff. It's just like man, just I'm like, please, Warner Brothers Studios, get out y'all's own way.
Now Discovery's gonna make sure that they get out the way.
Because there's a lot of projects on hold right now. There's a lot of projects in the air. A lot of bad decisions being made as far as production and all of that. But I believe that too. If Discovery gets a hold of it, they're gonna put some people in place that's gonna.
They're gonna move some people out and bring some people in, which
it's like anything else, man. You got to have people that are fans of it to write this stuff.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely helps when the writers are fans of the source material. Because it's the same thing that Lucasfilm's doing with Star Wars. They're purposely picking people that are not fans of Star Wars, and that's why no one likes the shit they're doing. That's why the sequel trilogy sucked. That's why everything outside of the Mandalorian was trash because they're not following the source material. And I think George Lucas's wife said it best. She was like, they don't understand Star Wars. It's trash.
Yeah. Well,
They don't
Kathleen
even know what
Kennedy
Jedi
doesn't
is.
understand Star Wars. Right. Kathleen Kennedy. Like, why would you put her in charge? I get it. Kathleen Kennedy, she's been behind the scenes on a lot. And I guess they figured they was doing her a square by, we'll give her a job. You know, now we're
quite a
bound
job.
operationally. We'll give her a job. We'll give her a really good job. Because she's behind the scenes on a lot of stuff that he did. And if you go back and look at the credits.
She was always like a set producer. She was not ever like instrumental. She never like edited Star Wars.
Oh, no, she didn't edit them, but production wise, she was always. If you look at the credits, like I was watching, Batteries Not Included. That's Kathleen Kennedy.
Well,
man, I'm like, wow.
There's a difference. A producer, all right. There's different kinds of producers. She was not the kind of producer that like, I produced this movie. I paid for it. I bankrolled everything.
No.
That's the producer. She was the producer.
But
like I walk around with the clipboard and okay, you lighting guy, I need you to do your job, and sound guy, do your job. But she wasn't even the director.
She was also close to Lucas and Spielberg.
Yeah, that's what
first
it was
chance
too.
Spielberg. Yeah,
she was close to both of them. And when they got a chance to set her up, they did. They set her up real nice. She did a lot of movies. If you type her name up, she's got a lot of movies under her belt.
Oh yeah, she does. She does. She's been involved in a lot, but she totally stabbed Lucas in the back. In my opinion, she completely betrayed him. You know, they had agreed for her to. They were gonna, he had a script. He had a script for the trilogy sequel, and they agreed to mostly follow it, aside from little stuff that they might want to change. But they completely trashed it and went their own way completely. You can see Mark Hamill trashing those movies every chance he got.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even hold back no punches.
I want to hear him trash it in a Joker voice one time.
Oh man, that'd be great.
I would love to hear that.
Hell yeah. Well, speaking of DC and Green Lantern, Superman can't compete with DC's evil Green Lantern right now. You got the culmination of DC Comics' War for Earth 3. It's been proven that the evil Green Lantern would have no problem taking down Superman. Spade, what do you think about that?
I don't know, because Power Ring, as he is known in Earth 3, the crime syndicate, he ain't that brave. He as Vince McMahon would say, grapefruits ain't big enough.
Right.
And like Hal would be crazy enough to go one-on-one with Superman. If you've seen the Justice League War animated movie,
right,
pretty much that's it in a nutshell.
Yeah.
But I don't know, and like we were talking about a little while ago, writers have things in their own head that they want to get. Oh, well, let's do this. Like, okay, some of that shit don't fly, but I don't really think that Superman would have much. If Power Ring can't handle Ultraman, he can't handle Superman.
Yeah, ain't no way. Way.
I think so. I think
Amanda Waller.
I disagree. I disagree, homeboy. I think he can get him. I think a focused Green Lantern is dangerous, bro.
I know you always say that.
A Green Lantern, but look, Power Ring is the reverse.
Okay,
his ring kind of works in
a different way, but his ring also, because I've been reading that series, and the ring is actually influential. So like the ring talks to him. Not like the Green Lantern of the main Earth. Right. This one like talks to him, influences him, and gets him, and it's like it kind of takes over his mind, like, and this power ring in this universe, he kind of learned to it like a little bit, like he's in control, but the ring is kind of like a devil on his shoulder. Instead of it, but in past people that have had the ring, it's been the other way around. Like the ring has been the big influence on anything they did, but for him, it's like the devil on his shoulder. Right, it's like a devil on his shoulder, but he's driving the car.
Now, is this Ultraman that I know of, like the anime type the big robot-y looking guy?
No.
This
Oh,
Ultraman
no.
That's Superman.
Yeah, no.
It's
Okay.
is really
Superman, but they call it
Superman, but
Yeah.
right. But they
think
call it Ultraman.
It's the
think
syndicate.
Injustice Superman.
The
It's the
Syndicate,
crime
yeah.
syndicate version.
Right. He calls himself Ultraman, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
So
like
Amanda Waller.
Injustice Superman, but he is the leader of the crime syndicate.
Right. Now, yeah, okay, that's who they talking about. Because Amanda Waller came up with a plan to liberate the alternate Earth 3 from Ultraman, the evil Superman, leader of the crime syndicate.
Mhm.
However, several members of the syndicate shared no love for Ultraman, including Jon Stewart's Power Ring, Earth 3's Green Lantern counterpart. Previously in this new event, Amanda Waller brought her handpicked team of agents and brought them to Earth 3. While she initially made it seem like she wanted
Just
to
read the
ally
thing,
with
yeah.
Ultraman, and it was later revealed that she just wanted his guard down before eventually betraying him. However,
Yep.
matters were complicated by the arrival of Rick Flag's Suicide Squad and the Teen Titans, seeing as how Waller didn't leave Earth O or Earth Zero on the best of terms. But as revealed in War for Earth 3, number 2, from Robbie Thompson and Dennis Hopeless, Waller's plan to take down Ultraman centered around using the Phantom Zone projector, which is a classic device the primary Superman has often used to entrap foes like Zod that we saw, and but as such, it has been proven that it can even imprison the strongest Kryptonians. Even so, Flag still didn't trust Waller even after her true plan was revealed, resulting in him breaking the projector and dooming them all to Ultraman's rage. However, Power Ring surprisingly made a construct of the Phantom Zone projector, fulfilling the same purpose as the original, trapping Ultraman in another dimension and saving the day. While impressive, it's a move that carries some interesting ramifications for the primary Green Lantern and Superman. Because while these are Earth 3 versions of Jon Stewart and Clark Kent, there's nothing that says the main Green Lantern couldn't also construct a Phantom Zone construct and take out Superman if either of them, went rogue or were forced to fight each other, right? Likewise, the ability to create the Phantom Zone projector at a moment's notice certainly seems like an overpowered ability, regardless of its use on the Man of Steel or not. It could be used on anyone.
No, it's not. Well, first of all, the Ring has to scan it, and in order for him to do it, just like in a comic I read about a year ago, they were saying Green Lantern can make kryptonite, but he would need a piece of it for the Ring to scan in order to make it, in order to get the radiation effects that will weaken Superman.
Right. So the Ring can't just construct anything they think of if it hasn't scanned it yet.
You can construct anything you think of, but if you want it to work, the Ring has to scan it in order to get it to work. Like so,
That's
like
crazy.
I can make any brick wall,
giant,
but anything that has moving parts or components that has
the Ring has to scan it, right? So
Got
he can make a Phantom projector.
They could construct guns that shot. They could only construct, clubs and swords or shit, whatever.
No, they can do guns. They can do whatever they want.
If they scan, he can make a
the Ring
bomb,
can
whatever.
scan it. He can do whatever he wants. But here's the gipper. Like he can make a Phantom projector if he didn't scan it, but all he could do is drop it on your head. Like he won't be. That's all. But if the Ring scanned it, or he knew how it worked, he construct it, and then he can make it come, because that's all it is. It's just light to create solid images, and then he can use it to do whatever he wants. They make chainsaws, they make guns, airplanes, they create starships, anything they want. It's just however strong their will is, that's how strong the construct is.
Right. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that they could make complex items like that. I only learned that recently. I know that now, but I always thought it was just, and I was always like not that impressed with Green Lantern when I thought of, okay, so wait, he can only make like big fists and shit. Like he can't make anything that does anything. But I think I was watching one of the animated movies when the Green Lantern, some aliens came, and y'all know this one I'm talking about. Aliens came down, Batman and Green Lantern are running around, and they chase this alien into the sewer, and then he scans the bomb.
Justice League War.
Justice League War, yeah.
Batman
took the ring off his finger. Yeah, Batman took the ring off his finger.
Yeah. So then I realized that he can make, more complex shit. But while Batman may have his contingency,
but remember in that too, not to cut you off, remember he said when Superman was punching the spear that he was in, remember Batman kept saying, "Look, focus. You lose focus."
Yeah.
We're dead, and he lost
Yeah.
focus. He couldn't focus it.
Yeah, because if like he could have a force field around him that could
That's
you know keep
impenetrable.
Superman out, right? As
Look,
long as
sorry,
he
Stu.
focus.
He lost focus, but Superman was just stronger at that point.
That
Man,
I'm
listen,
just
I
being
think
real.
Superman could just take
I'm
down
just
I know.
being
Listen,
real, man.
I know
Like, look,
one lantern.
He
I tell you
stayed
what.
as a
bouncing
point
around
because he was
like a ping pong
focusing.
ball, and
He
they
was
were
focusing.
protected, bouncing everywhere.
Yeah,
Then you started seeing it crack,
yeah, it was cracking.
and
Yeah,
then
because
that's
his
when
will was given
Batman
out.
was like, "Focus, Jordan, because if you don't, he's gonna
Yeah.
kill us." And Hal is like, "Shut up." And by that time, Superman landed that last punch. That ring went. Oh, that force
Now,
went. Psh.
now, if it was Kilowog, that wouldn't have happened. If it was
I don't
Sinestro,
know. I
that
can't say
would
it
have happened.
wouldn't.
And a Yellow Lantern Sinestro definitely never would have happened. He couldn't punch through a Yellow Lantern. If a Yellow Lantern did the same thing, he definitely couldn't get it.
I still think he can.
Nah, I don't
And
think
like
so.
I read
Atrocitus?
an article because I read an article also that recently where Superman was meant to be a Green Lantern, but
Right.
because the Guardians are like the Watcher in Marvel, they can watch everything, but they can't interfere. They had to let the events of Krypton's destruction happen.
Oh yeah,
I read that. Yeah, I read that. Yeah, where they let
And so it
Krypton
was
die. They
like,
could have saved him.
okay, well,
they could
he
have saved
very
him.
well could have been a Green Lantern had Krypton survived. But I think
Well, they said in the article it said that they could have saved Krypton, and they knew it was going to blow up.
Yeah,
but they didn't interfere.
They didn't
They just let it go.
because they
just
couldn't
like,
interfere. Like I said,
oh
the
no,
Watcher in
Spade,
Marvel.
I'm lying. Spade, I'm lying. They actually sent the Green Lantern to save it, and they just sent one.
They
and
sent
he
one. It
couldn't
wasn't
do it.
enough.
Right? They sent one, and he couldn't do it by himself.
They should have sent
the one
help.
Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Yep. They sent one Green Lantern. He wasn't strong. He couldn't. He said he just couldn't save them all. He couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually sent there to try to fix the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But he just couldn't do it. But with that, y'all, I gotta go. All
right, brother. No, you gotta go.
Bye.
Yeah, man. Be safe, brother.
Peace.
All right, brother. Be safe.
No,
All right, one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as with like that, we was talking about with the Crime Syndicate Reno. That's the DVD, Crisis on Two Earths.
Such a great film.
Yeah,
man.
I
agree with Sada. Like, if you hadn't checked that out, man, please check that out.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So good.
I loved it. And that's the frustrating thing, man. That DC's animated shit is so good, and I just don't understand why they don't just do that in live action.
Right.
Like, come on, like you have the material. Just get Bruce Timm or whoever to write the damn movie, man. Whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Start. And Marvel, stop with the goofy, corny ass cartoons.
I know, like, especially because they have a lot of their cartoons that are based on like the movies, so it's weird.
But it's like they could do what they do in the movies in the cartoons if they were more serious with it.
Yeah.
They take all the goofy shit and put it in the cartoon. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. They need to admit or realize that kids are not who is into this shit, man. It's 40-year-old men and women. It's grown.
I mean, their anime isn't too bad. That they had the Iron Man Technovore, that was pretty good. They have the Wolverine, the Blade series, the X-Men series. Those are good.
I never count that though because that's anime. It's not really.
That's true.
I don't count it as like Marvel's anime, but yes, it is dope. Like, that's my favorite animated shit. Is the anime X-Men, the anime Wolverine, the anime Blade. All of that was phenomenal. I just wish they would take that sort of dramatic flair and put it in their regular animated stuff, because it's like Marvel kills it in live action, dead on animation. DC killing it on animation, dead on live action. They just need to swap folks. Like, maybe I mean, like, Marvel's animation people need to come over here and work with or Marvel's DC's animation people need to come work with Marvel's animation people, and Marvel live action people need to go work with DC, but they'll never do it because they're in competition.
It's like Marvel, I guess basically, whichever one of them owns all this stuff, is like, why can't they get, like you said, you can't get on the same page with your live action and your animated stuff. It's like, Really? Like, come on, man! Y'all got all these Marvel got all these great writers for their movies, and their animation is crap. And DC got all this good animated stuff, and you can't make a movie that pleases everybody.
I really don't understand it.
It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
I guess we do live in a bizarre world, Sada.
It's so bizarre because, like, you're dealing with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman. I mean, these are the three most well-known, popular superheroes on the planet, and you just can't get it right. I don't really understand. Like, I don't know, especially Superman.
I think it was last Saturday we talked about that article. Sada with the Green Lantern, his parents, Superman's parents only dying because the Green Lantern, core fucked up. Like the Guardians of the Universe were well aware of what was happening to Krypton and only sent a single Green Lantern to halt the disaster.
Yeah.
That was sad, man. But so Michael Keaton's Batman costume, I'm super excited. That's gonna be, hopefully one day we'll get, Flashpoint, a Flashpoint film. But I guess they are making it. I mean, it is going because Michael Keaton's DCEU Batman costume will feature in the upcoming Batgirl and the Flash films has been revealed in detail in a new image. And I think I have that image. Yes, I do. Boom. So that's the new. It's still Michael Keaton. It's still the Michael Keaton. The only difference that I see is like the muscles are a little more squared off, a little sharper, not as natural looking, which is fine. It does look a little more. The symbol, it's the same from what it was in the, that's how it was in the movie. The cowl is still dope. I love the long ears, and I love the look of the cowl, but the functionality is still, I can tell he can't move his neck.
He got to turn his whole body one way.
Like what? Oh yeah. But
that always tripped me out of that movie. Every time he'd see something, he had to like that.
Yeah, you gotta turn the whole body. It's like
the whole body.
Some was like up there, and he was like, damn, that shit looks really annoying. And I was like, how can he fight like a ninja in that, man? There's no way. Even when I have a hoodie on, I feel constricted when I'm
right.
So I don't know, but Keaton is joined by Kiersey Clemens, Michael Shannon, and Ben Affleck, each reprising their original DCEU roles as Iris West, General Zod, and Bruce Wayne, Batman, respectively. So I don't know, man. I'm excited to see these projects. The Flash obviously is no longer going to be Ezra Miller. Hopefully they'll just recast it with the guy that's doing the TV show.
Anybody would be better than Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
exactly. It's not. It doesn't really matter who they get. It's not going to be worse. It can only be better.
He just needs help, and I hope he gets it. But my goodness,
yeah,
he needs just a good old fashioned ass kicking.
He is a spoiled brat, but I think he's mentally ill too. Because I've seen some of his videos and stuff. He's definitely got some mental issues that he needs help with.
God dang, dude, you get arrested for people singing karaoke like you're in a freaking bar.
Yeah, no, the stuff he's done is, if it was just a regular person that didn't have mental illness, it would just be you're just being an asshole. You're just being an immature jerk, and you need your ass whooped. But I didn't realize that he's got some issues. Like, he's not just being a jerk. He's just not all there. I've seen some self videos he took where he was talking real weird. And, of course, you've seen him with makeup and drag and not to say, but it's not like he's not like a trans person. He's just a mentally ill person wearing makeup and shit. It's not the same thing. You know what I mean? But due to streaming wars, mergers, pandemic-related shutdowns and delays, and uncertainty concerning theaters, recent months haven't been kind to film studios. However, the same can't be said for certain Hollywood actors such as Barry Keoghan. Within the past year, he's appeared in The Eternals as Druig and as Warner Brothers, the Batman surprise role as the Joker. But the Irish actor first caught Hollywood's eye in his 2017 roles Killing of a Sacred Deer alongside Colin Farrell, Nicole Kidman, and Christopher Nolan's Dunkirk. But he has recently been arrested too, just like Ezra Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, despite having multiple new projects on the docket and a potential to continue in both the MCU and possible sequels to the Batman, Keegan just made headlines for a different reason. As first reported by Ireland's Independent, actor Barry Keoghan was arrested in Dublin on morning of Sunday, April 10th, due to complaints from a resident about a man outside their window. The authorities arrived. They found the 29-year-old actor intoxicated, lurking around these people's house. Following Keegan's arrest, the Irish police force issued a statement that reads as follows. Was this in Gaelic? Gadarai arrested a man in his 20s for a public order incident that occurred in Clongriffin at approximately 6:45 a.m. Sunday, April 10th, 2022. He was later released without charge and issued with an FCN, a fixed charge notice, which is probably just like a court date. I don't know. But those who witnessed the arrest claim the authorities responded to reports of an intoxicated man on a balcony, as well as the fact that Keegan wasn't threatening. Another source added that the incident is now finalized and resolved. Bad news for Keegan and Warner Brothers. Unfortunately, Barry Keoghan isn't the first actor from Warner Brothers DC film to have been arrested in recent weeks. Obviously, Justice League star Ezra Miller, who's set to star in 2023's The Flash, was recently arrested in Hawaii on charges of harassment. And this follows past reports of 2020 involving Miller having choked a woman at a bar. So even though Keegan was released without charge and reportedly, non-threatening, in light of Miller's legal woes, the Batman star's arrest is still the last thing Warner Brothers needs right now. And even though Keegan's arrest is somewhat minor, no doubt Marvel Studios is aware of the incident. And while the actor is far from the first MCU star to have faced legal issues, it's rare to hear of Marvel talent getting into trouble while under contract, especially considering the studio's family-friendly parent company is Disney. Fortunately for Keegan, though, he wasn't charged, and this event will probably just blow over, and he can avoid any trouble in the future. I hope he doesn't, lose any roles on it or whatever based on it, but I'm not really a fan of his work anyway, to be honest. I'll keep it a buck. I'm not really a fan. Kid's kind of weird to me anyway, dude. I don't dig it.
You're talking about Barry
Keoghan, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen too much of him to really have an opinion of his work. I mean, for what I saw in Eternals, it was okay. I mean, that movie in itself has issues. So,
well, just imagine that even weirder. Like some of his other shit is bizarre, dude. And there's no way. I mean, look, I get it that the writing might have been bizarre, but you have to be a weird person to play it the way he did. In a lot of those, you kind of got to be a little bit weird to think to do the shit that he does. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying ooh, weirdo. Who am I to say? But it's just I don't know why. I'm trying to figure out why I'm not a fan. Maybe I don't know. Because he didn't do anything to piss me off or anything.
Sometimes you just get a vibe, and you're
that's
not
what
with
it is. It's basically that. Basically, it's a vibe. I don't know.
That's kind of how it was with Ezra Miller when they first cast him as the Flash in Batman vs Superman. I was kind of like, something about this dude I just don't like.
Right. DC Essentials deceased figures rise from the grave with McFarlane toys. I'm super excited about that. Y'all know I collect action figures. You see all those mini shelves, probably 100 and some action figures over there. But yeah, McFarlane Toys is staying true to its word with the revival of DC Direct, as even more collectibles are making a return. Very exciting. Back in 2019, DC Comics kicked off their first zombie storyline, Deceased, with Cyborg infecting the DC universe with the anti-life virus. For anyone viewing anything on electronics, they became a bloodthirsty zombie and an unlikely brand of heroes rose to save the day. DC Direct introduced figures of iconic DC Comics zombified villains and heroes for their DC Essentials line. The new figures were announced for the line in 2020, but ultimately were never created due to the fall of DC Direct. However, McFarlane Toys has revealed that those unreleased deceased figures are back, and pre-orders are already live. And I'm not happy about that because I didn't get any. But that is 4 figures are on the way, with 2 from the normal Deceased comic, 2 from the Deceased Unkillables miniseries.
Ooh.
This will include Batgirl right there.
Wow.
Nice. I love the detail.
Absolutely. Nightwing,
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Deathstroke, and Red Hood. Really like that one.
Okay, I agree. I really like the Red Hood one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And I like and I don't know, like they already have, like, they have a Red Hood figure, looks just like that. The only difference with this one seems to be the head and half his eye. And that's always been my gripe with McFarlane Toys. They will make a whole new figure just for a new head, whereas Marvel will just put a different head in the box. For real, like Marvel, you'll get a figure and there'll be like 2-3 heads in the box.
Yep.
And but watch DC, watch McFarlane Toys, they'll have an unmasked version and a masked version. 2 complete different packages, 2 whole separate figures, but the identical from the neck down. And it seems like a real cheap move, man. Just trying to get you to buy another figure, man.
It's all a money grab.
Yes.
Exactly.
I would
That's
just
all.
decide between one or the other.
Yeah.
And that's what it's
Unfortunately.
going to be.
Unfortunately, that's what you got. And that's like, I've been dying to find the Thomas Wayne Batman with the mask on. I haven't found him. I haven't seen him in so long. I saw him once when they first came out, and I was buying some other stuff and couldn't get him. Then I never saw him again, but all I see is the unmasked version. Every store I go, they got the unmasked version, and I don't like it. I want the masked version, but I'll get it. But yeah.
If I find a masked version, I'll snag it for you.
Please do. Yeah. Anybody out there, if you find a masked Thomas Wayne Batman, the one with the red and black and gray and the pointy shoulder things, grab that for me. Let me know. I'll cash app you and give you my address. Straight up. Straight up. Well, guys, that's our show. Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll have the guys from Mephaverse on to talk about Method Man's interactive graphic novel / NFT / crypto mining, minting. I don't know enough about that stuff to tell you exactly what it is, but they will be, and they will break it all down for us Monday. So definitely be here to check that out. We support Method Man and all his comic book endeavors. So that'll be exciting. And of course, Wednesday we'll be talking Moon Knight episode 4. So don't miss that. Yeah. Yeah, that's our show, y'all. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you had a good time, and we will see you guys Monday.
See ya.
Peace out. Please leave a comment.